All right. I apologize in advance if my voice is a little scratchy. I've got a little scratchy voice action going on. I am going to be talking about content at one of my next meetings where I'm doing a presentation, and so I thought I would share a kind of a concept that I have. It's taken me a while to wake up to, but I've been using for about a year to great success for me. And I just think of it as everything is content. You're looking at content right now. You looked at 30 or 40 pieces of content on the way to this one today if you spent an hour online, unless you go in and read deep on one subject only. If you're bouncing around to websites and surfing around like everybody does, you see hundreds of pieces of content every day. So, as small business owners, a lot of times we struggle with uh, how to produce content, where to source it from. So, I'm going to show you one way to do it really easily. So, this is a posting from a friend of mine who said he's in Fort Worth. He wants to know what to do. Now, I happen to have a Fort Worth profile and Dallas profile. I've got probably 15 profiles in Dallas that I run. So at first, I passed this by, and then I realized this is going to have all kinds of juicy goodness inside of it to post from. So be able to name events and different and venues and different things like that. So I just copied this entire comment thread, and then I'm taking it over to a Google Doc. I went and opened the Google Doc. I'm going to paste that. Then I'm going to call this. I'll call it Fort Worth posting fodder. Now this is I haven't done this before with Fort Worth. So from now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here and drop all this in, and then I'll go ahead and clean it up later. So I'm going to take off all the links and everything, unless it's like this. This has Woodshed Smokehouse. I'm going to leave that in, but I'm going to take all the profiles out. But see, this also has Love Shack for a Burger. It's next to White Elephant in the Stockyards. These are all things to talk about. Now, there's a couple of ways to use it. One is I could go over and mention them on Twitter and say, hey, your name came up in a really good conversation of stuff to do in downtown Fort Worth. Kudos, something like that. Um, I could write an article about it. This is at least 1,000 words right here, really easy. 19 things to do in Fort Worth, recommended by my friends. I was on Facebook the other day and decided I would ask a question about what are the most fun things to do in Fort Worth. Here's what came out of it. Bloop, and I could do 100 words on each one of these, super easy. And I've got 1,000 words and a bunch of links and a really helpful article. So that's a really great piece of content you can always point back to. But then you can also make some little videos out of it, different things like that. If you live in Fort Worth area, you could go downtown Fort Worth, take 100 pictures, and make 10 videos out of it. You could mention some of these places in those videos, put links in the descriptions, share those links, share the videos, put the videos on your pages, shoot the videos out to all the social sharing sites, all the video sharing sites, and you can email me and ask about that. I've got some free content that I give away, some resource stuff occasionally. I usually sell it, but I'll give it away if you ask for it. But the whole idea here is to understand, first of all, the viral nature of this. You see, this guy like 14 comments, and his question was very simple. I'm going to be in Fort Worth. I've got a few hours in the middle of the day. What is there to do? And he got like 14, 15 comments, and each one of them has um, multiple sources for more content, and some virtual cycle type mentions. So if you had a Fort Worth presence, you could very easily trade mentions, and you're going to get some good juice going there. So it's going to give you social signals for SEO. It's going to give you content for content marketing. It gives you kind of social goodwill in the community because you're helping out businesses. It's all around. There's nothing bad about this. So hopefully that helps and gives you some more ideas for content marketing.